Evening guys and girls, Chris here from Chilcott Golf. Welcome back if you've been here before, and if you haven't been here before, thank you for joining us. We've got to talk Ryder Cup. Ryder Cup starts in a small matter of 4 hours time here in the US at 2 a.m. in the morning. The first match will go out. So I want to do a quick go over the matches for the first set in the morning. The 4 that were named at the opening ceremony. Here's my feelings. Sorry Americans, I'm a proud European, so you might not like my opinion, but I think it's fair. You'll be surprised actually, I think I have a little bit of support towards your guys as well. So let's start with match 1. So match 1, representing the USA, Brooks Koepka, Tony Finau, and representing Europe, Jon Rahm and Justin Rose. This is a blockbuster match. I've been saying, or at least today I really spoke out about it because I felt like Brooks wasn't getting the attention that maybe he deserves. He's been playing phenomenal this year, and I believe actually he might be one of the most intimidating players on the actual US Ryder Cup team. But unfortunately, the Golf Channel coverage, you know, Brandel seems to know what he's talking about all the time, and Frank Nobilo and all those guys, they just seem to keep talking about Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods. Now, don't get me wrong, these guys draw a crowd. These people want to talk about them. So it's understandable that they are the front page news of the papers. But you've got to be honest, guys. Brooks has got to be one of your #1 players. And then you stick him out with Tony Finau. Woo! There's a beast pairing. There's going to be a lot of long golf shots. It's going to be a lot of birdies. And then on the other side, then you put him against one of the most passionate players, I think, in the European team in Jon Rahm, and one of the least passionate players in Justin Rose. So when we're talking about personality, I wouldn't say Rosie's not passionate. He's just very calm and calculated, almost cold. He has that soft smile, and it might be that just that cold-blooded South African part of him there. He's not the cheeky chappy kind of like the rest of the English players. But then on the other side, Brooks and Tony are very calm, docile creatures. Then you put it, you know, Tony with his background, very, very calm, very collected, big hitter of the golf ball, Mr. I shoot 68 every day of the tournaments this year for the last 10 weeks. And we know what Brooks can do out of thick rough, and apparently the rough there in Paris is going to be substantial. Now, if Jon Rahm can keep his passion under control, that doesn't mean he shouldn't bring it out. He should be the typical Spanish player. He is the next Seve, the next Olazabal. And I think he's the closest thing to Seve the Spanish have ever had. Even Sergio was more of a clinical Olazabal. Beautiful ball striker, of course. But I don't think he had the short game that Seve had. Jon seems to have this power game. I think he's something to watch out for in the future. Now, match 2. For you Americans, Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, great duo. Kudos to Jim Furyk for the pick. And then an odd one for me personally as a European, Rory McIlroy and Thorbjorn Olesen. Now, Olesen is a rookie, but he earned his way onto the team with great play this year. He's had some wins. He's the biggest unknown in the European team, and I understand that Thomas Bjorn maybe wants to play everybody, and matching him up with a young veteran like Rory is a great idea. Rory's had great success playing in the #2 partnership rather than the leading partnership. So it'll be very interesting. I don't know what to expect from these two. Now, when we're talking toe-to-toe, Rory's going to go toe-to-toe with Dustin. He's not going to be intimidated by Dustin's power. And Ricky's a straight baller, let's be honest. I mean, he can be erratic, or at least maybe what the golf commentators or the TV shows. It feels like he's more erratic than he is, but apparently he's the straightest ball hitter on both teams on the PGA Tour. So it's a bit of a toss-up in that one. The third match, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas. The friends are back together. And Paul Casey, Tyrrell Hatton. This will be one match I probably won't be watching. Let's talk about personality again. There's a lot of fire in Justin Thomas and Tyrrell Hatton. They're matched up then with veterans of the game in Paul Casey and Jordan Spieth. Now Jordan's struggling, he's not playing well. Look, I'm from Texas. I'm living in Texas, I'm not from Texas, I'm Welsh. People love him here. He is adored across America. I'm not such a big fan of Jordan Spieth, if I'm honest. I think he moans a little too much. I like Justin's attitude a little bit more. Unfortunately for the European team, I think this is going to be a loss, unless Casey maybe and Hatton pull something out of their, back pocket, and they pull the wool over those guys' eyes. Paul is a dark horse though. He pumps it out there. He's got some power. He's a very quiet. He's a gentleman. Tyrrell, on the other hand, can be exceptional or he can be awful. Another man that needs to control his passion and his aggression. And then I think this one, again, to finish it off, another blockbuster pairing for the Americans in Captain America, Mr. Reed, Patrick Reed, and the greatest of all time, Tiger Woods. Now, 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have been so impressed with Tiger, but after what he did at the Tour Championship, to finish it off like that, 80th win, to come into the Ryder Cup with that confidence, Tiger is a formidable person to go and play against. I would not want to draw him in the singles. And on the other side then, it's Tommy Fleetwood and Francesco Molinari. Now, you can hear in my voice the excitement about the American pairing against the European pairing. What I think here though is a bit of a David versus Goliath. These just generally smaller men in stature, but I have a feeling for Woods and Reed, if they're not careful, this could be a death by 1,000 paper cuts, because Fleetwood and Molinari are ball strikers. They're gonna hit it in the fairways, they're gonna hit it on greens. They might not be the best putters in the world, but they've proven they don't need to be the best putters in the world to be up there and competing. So if these two are on, and Patrick and Tiger are playing from the rough all the time, this could be a whitewash. And I'm sorry to tell you, gentlemen and ladies out there who are American, if Europe scalp this team, we win. Day one, we win. This is like beating the Mickelson and Tiger Woods when Hal Sutton made the mistake. If we can beat those guys, momentum is a crazy thing in the Ryder Cup. So let's talk my predictions. Match one, though I had long discussions with my father about this morning, Koepka being a formidable opponent. On form, I'm gonna have to go with the Justin Rose, Jon Rahm pairing to win this one. I think it's gonna be tight and it may go all the way down to the last hole. I think there's gonna be a hell of a lot of birdies in this match. So, I'm gonna give match one to Europe. Match two, if I'm looking at it on paper, I have to give it to the USA. I'm really not sure what Ollison is gonna bring. He is a beautiful ball striker again, another one. I don't know what his putting's like. Like I said, he's very much an unknown, and living here in the States, it's very difficult to follow European tour golf. Now, these two will definitely be able to hit the ball well, but when you match up against Ricky and Dustin, you have to give them the points. The third match then, this is a toss-up in my opinion. Depends on what kind of Jordan Spieth turns up. If Jordan turns up firing on all cylinders, I have to give the match to the USA in this one. I'm not inspired by the Casey and Hatton pairing. I understand playing the two Englishmen together, putting a veteran out with a rookie, but I don't know if Hatton is the player everybody thinks he is, and I'm not sure about his nerves. He proved at some of the last tournaments of the year that He's not as stable maybe as he needs to be for a Ryder Cup, but he did qualify, he made it, he's a good player. Now this is the controversial one, because I apologize to all you Americans, but I'm giving the final match to Europe. I think the hype that Patrick Reed and Tiger Woods is going to be massive. I think Patrick is going to feel the pressure playing with Tiger. He's an alpha, I don't think, and Tiger is the alpha dog. I don't know how that will work, if I'm honest. I think it would have been better if you'd put Tiger Woods with maybe more of a beta male, more of maybe a Webb Simpson, someone who's down the middle. I think it would have been better for Tiger. Let Tiger be the alpha dog. But Tommy and Molinari, I don't think they're going to be shaken by the atmosphere at all. They're in their home land, not in their homelands, but they're closer to home. There's going to be voices they recognize. Of course the Americans will travel, and the French aren't sure who to support. But there's going to be plenty of Italians and there's going to be plenty of English people coming to watch that match. So I'm giving the final match of tomorrow morning's session to Europe. So 2-2 at the end of tomorrow's session. Now all we got to do is wait a couple of hours. Unfortunately, I'm going to be recording it. I have work tomorrow and I'm going to be going to bed. So I'm going to get back to you guys tomorrow evening with a recap of the day, and let's talk about what's going to happen on Friday. I'm super excited. I've never watched the Ryder Cup outside of Europe before, so that's going to be an interesting experience, not watching it on the BBC. There was some wonderful things about watching the Ryder Cup with family on the TV, and my wife isn't that big into the golf and watching the Ryder Cup. I can't imagine she's going to be able to stand too much of it. My daughter's 2. She's not going to understand what the Ryder Cup is yet. Of course, I want to share that moment with her. So that's going to be interesting. And speaking to some of my colleagues at work who are American, they're almost not bothered by the Ryder Cup. I think us Europeans take it a little bit more serious. I think we get more excited about it. And of course, golf is a religion for a lot of people here in the States. It's going to be magic on that first tee tomorrow. And I envy anybody who's got a ticket to go tomorrow. And from me, I may be a nobody, but good luck to both sides. Good luck to both captains. I wish all the players all the best. And I honestly don't want to see mistakes from anybody. I want to see them, all of them playing at 110%, because it's truly an amazing spectacle. Someone called it an exhibition. This is a gladiatorial match between some of the best players in the world. And currently, these are 24 of the best players in the world. There might be a sprinkling of international players in amongst those 24, but we are in for a treat. And we still haven't seen Ian Poulter yet. Looking forward to seeing him. If you've stayed here for this long, I thank you so much. If you could take the time to hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to come back and listen to my next rant. Or actually, it's not a rant. It's actually, I just enjoy having this dialogue with you. And let's enjoy the magic of the Ryder Cup. Have a great evening. To everybody in America, try and get some sleep. Let's enjoy the Ryder Cup in the morning. Thank you. I'm Chris, checking out for this evening.